Ang ribbon, palitan na.
Let's all welcome Miss Piper Rabwang. The road to success is not easy to navigate. Yan yung lagi kong sinasabi sa mga participants. But, number 1, with persistent hard work. Number 2, well-founded drive. And number 3, unwavering passion. It is very promising to achieve your dreams.
Things that you might be considering would be the cost. It's part of your capital outlay. Learning is always part of your capital outlay. Let me leave this thought to you right now. If education or improving is really expensive, please don't forget this. Try ignorance. You will never go from there.
Attending events like this is very important because you will continue to grow, you know. In a case like this, who among us are actually gaining more? The speaker sharing or you guys? You guys. So always attending mga events like this would really help you out.
Your future is created by what you do today. Not by tomorrow, not by yesterday. So as much as possible, work hard. It's not na parang magic siya, na parang pag once gawin mo siya, pag pumasok ka sa freelancing o maging entrepreneur ka, everything will be good. No, it has a lot of hard work.
Personally, I'm encouraging everyone. So you get the benefit of how other online e-commerce, Filipino e-commerce people are also earning. I encourage you to use Payoneer because the savings, you get to go to Singapore. Click on refer a friend, and then when your friend earns $1,000 in Payoneer, both you and your friend get $25. Easy as that.
to like 500 airports globally in 22 major hubs. So we serve more than 220 countries. There's only 12 countries that we don't serve. We serve North Korea. So baka lang may mag-order, kaya namin siya padala doon. Right?
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. Father in heaven, always merciful and giver of life, we humbly ask that you bless each one of us, from the speakers, program committees, guests, and participants. Guide us to make better decisions as we incorporate what we will learn throughout this activity. Thank you for the infinite blessings and countless opportunities. Lord, today as we start our activity, may we always be grateful to learn new things. Shed the light of your wisdom and bless each one, especially our speakers, as they will share their knowledge to us. Through your mercy and grace, may peace and utmost understanding shine and dwell unto us. Almighty God, accompany each one and help us concentrate for us to gain more knowledge as we listen attentively. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Hello everyone. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Especially sa ating mga participants via our Facebook live streaming at saka yung nandito sa ating Zoom conference. So magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Before we start our learning activity for the afternoon, I would like to remind again everyone na as we mentioned sa inyo sa email na pinadala namin regarding the Zoom details and Facebook Live, that our Zoom subscription can only accommodate a total of 100 participants. So that's why may nilagay kaming second option na kapag hindi na kayo makapasok sa Zoom, you can still watch and join the session ng live through our Facebook page na naka-indicate din doon sa aming sa email na na-receive ninyo. So and also we mentioned din naman sa email na pinadala namin na this is a free learning activity kasi, 'di ba? Wala kayong binayarang registration fee. So that's why there are participants na hindi naman nila kailangan ng certificate, for example, but they can still learn. Kasi nga we are not asking for a registration fee. Yung pag-a-avail ng certificate of participation is just optional. So if you want to request for a certificate, So that's the time that we required you to pay for a 50 pesos na processing fee. Okay, so that's why you can still invite your friends na sa tingin ninyong interested about records and archives management, no? For our discussion ngayong hapon na to. So, it's already 2:01 in the afternoon. 2 oras lang kasi yung inallocate namin na oras ngayong araw na to in order for me to share our independent insights in regards to the given topic, yung records and archives management. But before we officially begin, again, no, ulitin ko maraming salamat. This is our first webinar for the month of March at based on the registration form. So medyo maraming mga Filipinos ang interested with this particular topic. No, for the past months or years that we are conducting free webinars, ngayon lang kami nakagather ng ganun kadaming interested participants. So that's why maraming salamat for investing your afternoon if you are watching live right now para makinig at matuto sa amin. At the same time, this particular session, yung magiging discussion natin, you can always watch the recorded session through our Facebook page. So that's also the reason why kung bakit kami nag-live streaming para after our session, meron tayong recorded version. At yung mga recorded webinars namin, even in the past, they are all accessible. Hindi namin yan siya tatanggalin sa aming Facebook page. So that's why if you want to learn more from us, pwede ninyong i-review yung mga previous namin na webinars. And if you need for some special purposes, you can also avail of the certificate. Just request it from us. A bit of a disclaimer, no? Kasi baka medyo meron kayong marinig na pumupukpok ng martilyo. Kasi currently, yung katabi naming bahay, meron siguro silang finifix sa kanilang ceiling. So I apologize kung meron kayong maririnig na mga unnecessary background noises, no? But I am still hoping na mas malakas yung boses ko as compared with the background noises. Yan naman talaga usually ang di ba? Ang mga challenges kapag online or work from home yung ating mga activities. But anyway, let's proceed para hindi masayang yung ating oras. To introduce myself quickly lang, especially to those na first time pa lang mag-participate sa aming mga free webinars. For the entire month of March, meron kaming 20 webinars in all. You can participate sa lahat ng webinars na yon. They are all free. Kung hindi nyo naman kailangan ng certificate, so pwedeng hindi na kayong mag-request. If you just need additional learning, so pwede kayong mag-join. 20 webinars for the month of March at ngayon, yung ating first session. So, my real name is Ronald Rambuanga. But you can call me Piper instead. So obviously sa pangalan ko pa lang, you already have an idea that I belong in the LGBT community and I am a proud member of it. By education and by profession, I am actually a nurse. Na-practice ko pa naman yung pagiging registered nurse for a total of 6 years after I graduated college, no? Pero after 6 years of working in the healthcare industry, especially in the Philippine setting, parang hindi ko talaga nakikita yung sarili ko na na maging kumbaga financially stable, especially I am working in a private hospital. Kaya noong 2011, I shifted career from the healthcare industry to the online outsourcing. So I am actually a virtual assistant since 2011. So magta 13 years na ako. And for the past 13 years of being a virtual professional, naka-establish ako ng sarili kong company, yung Knights of Online Marketers based here in Davao City. And KOM will celebrate its 10th year this coming July. So isang dekada na kaming nag-o-offer ng iba't ibang services related to the use of ICT. or Information and Communications Technology. And for the past years of being an advocate of talent development, isa din ako sa mga qualified na coach and mentor ng Philippine Center for Entrepreneurship. Particularly, ang hinahandle kong modules with PCE, yung entrepreneurial mindsetting and values formation, marketing mindset, business model canvas, digitalization, and yung human resource management. So that's why since we are also doing naman records management, so naisipan kong i-include siya sa isa sa mga topics for the month of March. Sa aming Facebook page, yung Ronald Piper Rambuanga na Facebook page, like weeks ago, I posted kasi a question kung ano yung kung ano yung ma-recommend na ninyo na mga posibleng topics na pwede naming i-offer. Na confident din naman kaming mai-offer. At isa nga sa mga nasuggest din talaga doon is records management. And some of the suggested topics are also included for the month of March. Kaya kung meron din kayong mga other suggestions, no, na sa tingin ninyo makatulong sa inyo, makatulong sa iba, you can also suggest and recommend. And again, if we are confident naman na kaya naming magbigay ng insights, then we will include that one sa aming mga upcoming schedules. I am still working sa isang hospital dito sa Davao City pero hindi na sa nursing service. I am part of the administrative office na, particularly as the CQI or the Continuous Quality Improvement. So in other words, I am the QMR or the Quality Management Representative. And records and archives management is kasama yan sa pinapractice namin, especially in the hospital setting, no? Lalong-lalo na sa medical records na department ng isang hospital. Hospital, di ba, napaka-importante ng mga patients' information. So kailan ba natin masasabi na pwede na itong ilagay sa archive or mananatili pa rin sa file cabinet? Something like that. And we are also partners of DTI in terms of digital marketing and the Department of ICT in terms naman of helping Filipinos na magkaroon ng online job. So that's why pa-segue na lang ng konti to those who are interested na maging isang virtual professional. Baka naghahanap kayo ng additional source of income and you are planning to work at home as a virtual assistant, for example, meron din kaming mga training programs for that. So all you need to do is just to visit our Facebook page. Pwedeng yung Facebook page ko na Ronald Piper Rambuanga. Pwede rin yung Facebook page mismo ng Knights of Online Marketers. So nandito sa screen, naka-flash yung mga upcoming webinars pa namin for the entire month. Pagpasensyahan nyo na kung hindi magkakasunod yung dates, no? Kasi yung first image, yan yung una naming pinablish last February 15. At yung second image naman, yan yung pinablish namin noong February 29. So hindi na lang namin inedit yung previews kasi napublish na kasi siya. So that's why kung meron pa kayong gustong salihan sa mga nakalista dito, you are all welcome to join for free. No registration fee. Okay. So I actually prepared a total of 3 topics for this afternoon. For the benefit of time, 2 hours lang kasi tayo, no? And since this is a webinar, this is all knowledge sharing. Ibig sabihin, wala tayong mga activities na gagawin kasi hindi siya training. And just to clarify, kasi minsan merong nagme-message sa amin, no? Tapos, minsan ganito yung statement, kailan po namin marireceive yung certificate of training for that webinar? So actually, hindi certificate of training ha. Kasi a seminar and a training, they are actually different. So kaya certificate of participation, naka-indicate naman yung 2 hours doon sa ating certificate. And of course, kasi meron ding mga, I mean like, may mga individuals kasi na kailangan for a special purpose, no? Yung certificate, if you want to increase the total number of hours, so all you need to do is just to send us a private message and we can talk about it. Kasi syempre we also want naman din, we also wanted na mapakinabangan yung din naman. Okay? So I prepared 3 topics this afternoon. So first topic, we will focus on understanding records management. The second topic, we are going to talk about the foundation of archives management. And the third one is how to develop effective records management na mga strategies na pwede rin namang gamitin ng isang organization. Okay? So I hope to the best that I can na makover ko itong 3 topics na to. But don't worry because lahat ng mga participants, registered participants, kahit na hindi sila nag-attend ngayon. Actually, it's okay naman na hindi kayo mag-attend talaga ng live, no? Kasi may recorded naman siya. Pero, ito din kasi yung common question, as long as you are registered and you paid for the processing fee of the certificate, you will receive it, no? Kahit na anong mangyari, matatanggap talaga yan ninyo. It's okay that you cannot participate. It's because may recorded session naman din siya na pwede nyong panoorin para mas maging knowledgeable kayo. Okay? So that's why automatic yan na if you paid for the processing fee, you will receive a certificate. But of course, gusto rin namin magstay kayo. Baka naman bigla kayong mag-leave, no? At gusto niyo na lang manood sa recorded version. But anyway, this is just a free event. So it's up to you kung paano kayo mag-participate. So, let's start muna talking about an overview ba or a glimpse kung ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng records management at saka yung tinatawag nating archives management. No? Actually, both of them naman, kumbaga para silang, kumbaga parang partners in crime. Kumbaga, mauuna ang records management, tapos susunod sa kanya yung archives management naman. Okay, kumbaga sa records management, may specific period of time, or sabihin na lang natin, para siyang short-term period. It depends on the policies and procedures of the company kung gaano katagal or kahaba yung sinasabi kong short term bago siya ilagay sa archives. Yung archives naman long-term siya. Kaya even after 10 years, yung records ng isang, for example sa hospital, no, yung records ng isang pasyente 10 years ago or 15 years ago, yung kagaya sa mga nakikita ninyo sa Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho, yung mga baby switching, syempre kailangan niya ng kailangan ng data for the investigation, 'di ba? Kaso ipinanganak yung baby 20 years ago. So doon ang i-embrace nila is yung archives management because the data na kailangan nila for their research 20 years ago pa man. Tapos nalaman kunyari lang na ang hospital walang maayos na archives management strategies. So magiging questionable din yan, di ba? So what is the difference? Siguro wag na lang what are, no? So hindi ko masyadong damihan. It's because nga we are limited of time this afternoon. Nilagay ko naman sa presentation na both of them, no, si records management at saka si archives management, they are all related to the field of what we call information and document management. Pero meron nga silang distinctions. Merong pinagkaiba yung dalawa. So, like for example, no, magbigay muna tayo ng mga scenarios in order for you to like easily understand, no, yung pinagkaiba nung dalawang yon. Like for example, if you are working in a government office, so magbigay tayo ng mga scenarios. Kunyari, you are working in a government office and your office is responsible for issuing mga permits, no? Kayo ang nag-i-issue ng mga permits for building construction and so on. 'Di ba? Kunyari, yan yung major responsibility ninyo. Nag-i-issue kayo ng permit for building construction. So every day, 'di ba, araw-araw, meron kayong mga nare-receive na mga bagong applications for the permit. Tapos tapos 'di ba, in order for that individual na makakuha ng permit, marami pa yan siyang dadalhin, no, na mga or isasubmit na mga supporting documents. 'Di ba? Kapag, like for example, you are planning to register for a business permit, 'di ba? Ang dami-daming mga certifications pa ang kailangan. So may mga supporting documents ang hihingiin ng government office na 'yon, kagaya halimbawa ng blueprint ng building, no? Tapos minsan hinahanapan ng mga, kumbaga, yung mga environmental impact na mga assessments, no, and some legal paperworks. So napakaraming mga supporting documents ang kailangan. So in this kind of scenario, ang records management papasok na kaagad dito. In what way? Records management here would involve organizing, 'di ba? And maintaining yung mga dumarating na mga documents sa office nila efficiently, kasi baka mag-swap. 'Di ba? Yung blueprint ng isang aplikante napunta sa kabila. So that's why doon pa lang sa pag-collect ng mga supporting documents, papasok na kaagad ang records management. So this means that the government office kailangan nilang mag-create ng system kung paano ibigyan ng category, kung paano nila i-store yung mga documents na yon. Kailangan ang government office magkaroon sila ng parang tracking strategy para sa progress ng mga nag-a-apply. Nasaan na ba yung documents nila? Malapit na ba sa approval? Ang records management sa government office na yun, pwede nating masabi na aside from categorizing the documents, aside from storing the documents, aside from tracking the progress, ang records management also dapat ma-ensure ng government office na yon na lahat ng necessary information na kailangan, kompleto, and accessible sa mga staff na nangangailangan nito, para hindi magkaroon ng problem with issuance of the permit. Now, on the other hand, yung archives management naman, on the same government office na nag-i-issue ng building permits. Now, let's say a few years have passed, no? Maraming taon na ang nakalipas, and many of the building permits na na-issue ng government office na yon, kompleto na. No, tapos na yung building, na-inspect na, and so on. Tapos yung mga documents na yon, they are not anymore, kumbaga, they are no longer require attention on a regular basis kasi nga tapos na yung project. Pero syempre, dahil mga permits ito, may mga legal documents, di ba? Kailangan niyang i-preserve yung, pwedeng sabihin natin, yung legal significance for future investigation or future research. Or kailangan kasi yung historical significance niya. Kaya ang gagawin natin, papasok na yung archives management. So yung government office na yun, mag-e-establish yan sila ng process of identifying ano ba dito ang mga documents na kailangan nating i-preserve. At alin ba dito yung mga documents na hindi naman talaga necessary na magagamit pa siya in the future. Hindi naman lahat ng documents, no, kailangan talagang ilagay natin sa archive, 'di ba? You need to identify, and again, that is based on the organization's policies and procedures. So yung mga, kumbaga, parang alin sa mga documents ang pwede nating i-keep na makapreserve ng historical, makapreserve ng legal significance. So that's why yung archives management, it would involve carefully storing, no? Dapat yung ano mo, yung pag-store mo ng data, dapat kung meron kang storeroom, kailangan make sure na hindi siya masisira, mababasa, mapupunit. Kaya nga sa panahon ngayon, 'di ba? Kailangan may backup na ng mga digital data para if in case the traditional or the physical, pwede pa rin ma-retrieve yung mga data. So yun yung pinagkaiba nung dalawa. No, si records management, mas nakafocus siya on the current, no, and semi-current records. Samantalang si archives naman, ang focus niya is on how to preserve and how to access the records in the future. Okay? So, per definition na nilagay ko dito sa ating presentation, no, na-explain ko naman, the goal is to ensure that records are managed efficiently and effectively. Yung archives management naman, na-mention din natin kanina na it deals with materials that are no longer actively used within the organization. Pero kailangan i-preserve yung kanyang value. Specifically, yung legal significance niya, like hospitals, government offices, mga law firms, and so on. For topic number 1, our focus is all about records management. And I prepared 4 subtopics for this. No? The first subtopic is the definition and importance of records management. Second one is yung key principles of effective records management. Third, ano-ano ba yung mga legal and regulatory compliance requirements in the Philippines, no, na pwede nating makonsider in terms of creating policies and procedures related to records management. And the last one, we will identify ano ba yung mga common challenges na pwede nating ma-experience as we conduct records management. Tapos magbibigay ako sa inyo ng parang suggestions or solutions on how to overcome those challenges na na-identify natin. Okay? So, let's start with the first subtopic of topic number 1, which is all about the definition and importance of records management. Okay? So, wait lang, definition. Yeah, definition of records management. Yung records management in a simple term or layman's term, no, kumbaga para kang caretaker. If you are in charge of keeping the records or isa ka sa mga individuals with records management na responsibility, lagi mong tandaan na you are considered as the caretaker, no, of all the important papers and files in a particular organization. Pero depende din kung paano ninyo kinikip yung record, no? Pwedeng traditional way pa rin or yung digital nga. We are now on the 4th industrial revolution, 'di ba? Or yung tinatawag na Industry 4.0. And the Industry 4.0 is all about digitalization. So meaning to say, yung mga businesses, mga organizations, for example, they are encouraged to make use of the information and communications technology into its full advantage. Kaya nga meron ng mga software, no, para sa mga clinics ng doctors. Kasi 'di ba dati, no, I'm sure majority of you, no, naka-experience namang magpa-check up, no, sa isang clinic ng isang doktor. 'Di ba mapansin niyo dati, pagpapasok kayo sa clinic ng isang doktor, napakaraming mga drawers, 'di ba? Kunyari meron ka ng previous record, kunyari magpapa-check up ka, Tapos, nung ibinigay mo yung pangalan mo, apelyedo mo, Rambuanga, Ronald, di ba hahanapin niya ng clinic staff, alphabetical order, yung mga drawers. Di ba, na-imagine niyo yung kinikwento ko? Kung traditional way ang record keeping, so it will take time for the staff na hanapin. Kaya dapat ano siya, no? Skilled siya in terms of organizing, skilled siya in terms of controlling the records. Siyempre, para if kailangan niya, accessible, madali niyang mahanap. Kaya yung pag-a-arrange pa lang doon sa mga drawers na yun, papasok na kaagad ang records management. And as I mentioned earlier, you are the caretaker of the important papers. Pero ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, kung napapansin din naman ninyo, nag-level up din naman yung mga clinics, di ba? Or even the hospitals. Ano na sila, centralized na sila by using the technology, no? Kumbaga, digital na ang kanilang or naka-save sa cloud yung kanilang mga data na kailangan nila. So that's why if they need the record of Rambuanga Ronald in just a matter of seconds, no, itatype lang yung Rambuanga doon sa ginagamit nilang software and my record will instantly appear in front of them. So mas naging mabilis yung pagiging accessible ng mga data. So that's why going back to what I mentioned, if you are responsible in records management, it involves organizing, na-mention po kanina, di ba? It also involves controlling and taking care of the records from the moment na na-create mo yung record na yun. Doon magsisimula ang pagiging caretaker mo. The moment you created the document or the moment you receive it. Kung hindi man ikaw yung gumawa kasi meron ka lang tinanggap na document, doon magsisimula yung records management until the time na magde-decide na kailangan na siyang ilagay sa archives. Or kung hindi man ninyo i-archive, mag-e-end siya kung kailan siya itatapon. Kasi not all records naman is kailangan nating i-keep. Kung lahat ng records sa isang organization i-keep nila, baka kukulangin ang physical office nila para maging storeroom ng mga papers na meron sila. Kaya hindi lahat ng data or ng files ng mga papers kailangang i-keep. Pero doon magsisimula ang records management from the moment you created or receive the document until the time na itatapon siya or ilalagay sa archives. Usually in the traditional setup, kumbaga parang kailangan mo ng maraming filing cabinet. Tapos dapat yung metal or yung made of steel. Siyempre para kung nagkaroon ng sunog, knock on wood lang, nagkaroon ng sunog sa office ninyo, at least man lang somehow magiging safe yung mga records na yon. That's also kumbaga parang the disadvantage kung hindi mo i-embrace ang digitalization. Kasi what if kahit naka-filing cabinet siya na naka-metal pero because of heat, kasi syempre mainit pa rin yung sunog, there's a possibility na masusunog pa rin yung ibang documents doon. Mawawala. Pero kung meron kang backup na nakalagay sa cloud storage, so hindi siya magkakaroon ng problem. So imagine yourself na ikaw yung in charge ng mga filing cabinets and your job is to make sure that every document is nakalagay sa tamang place in order for you or for the other staff na madali nilang mahanap every time they need it. Diba? Alam nyo, I had this experience before, na bago ako naging CQI specialist, yung na-mention ko sa inyo kanina, being part of the administrative division of a private hospital in Davao, diba? I am working there as on a part-time basis lang. Tapos, every time na may hinahanap akong file, no? Kasi syempre anytime darating yung inspection ng PhilHealth, ng DOH and so on, minsan nahihirapan yung mga staff na hanapin kung nasaan nilagay yung manual and so on. Kaya nung nag-start ako doon, working as their CQI or QMR, yun talaga yung isa sa una kong naging priority, yung records management. Kasi hindi talaga organize yung mga files. Ang tagal nilang hanapin kung saan nakalagay yun. So that's why, if you are in charge of records management, your job, one of your primary duty is to make sure that every document has its place, no? You need to make sure that documents are easy to find when needed. And of course, dapat i-consider din yung pag-handle, yung proper handling of the document. Kaya dapat magkaroon ka ng system, no? As a records manager, you need to have a system in place to keep track of these records. Kaya yun yung ibig sabihin ng ating records management. Now, let me enumerate some reasons kung bakit importante ang tinatawag nating records management, no? There are a lot of reasons, pero I will just share to you 3 reasons lang kung bakit kailangan nating i-consider talaga holistically ang records management in all types of business or organizations. Hindi lang naman ito para sa mga large enterprises, para sa mga medium enterprises, even micro scale. In fact, kapag nagsisimula ka pa lang ng negosyo mo or ng business mo, if you are planning to be a future entrepreneur, dapat as early as possible, you know how to keep records. And dapat alam mo kung bakit importante. Isa sa 3 reasons na pwede kong ma-share sa inyo is yung compliance. Diba? From the word itself, compliance, you are going to comply with the legal, with the regulatory and industry requirements. That's why you need to follow the laws governing data protection, yung mga laws natin na about privacy and so on. Later, mag-enumerate naman tayo ng mga some of the legal and regulatory na considerations pagdating sa records management. May separate tayo na discussion for that. So the first importance is compliance. So magbigay tayo ng scenario about compliance, no? Sabihin na lang natin, kunyari, sa academic institutions, kasi majority of the participants din naman lagi sa webinars namin, mga students, no? So imagine, for example, you are a student sa isang school. And of course, yung school ninyo, 'di ba? Yung school ninyo, kailangan talaga nilang i-keep track at magkaroon ng maayos na records management para sa mga grades ng mga students. Kaya dapat meron silang system for that. In terms of attendance, yung attendance records ng bawat student, or pwede rin yung medical information ng bawat students. Kasi, no, let's say na merong mga batas, may mga laws, may mga rules na the school has to protect the information at gagamitin lang for certain purposes. Kunyari, kasi 'di ba mga confidential yung mga information na yun, yung grades, 'di ba? Kaya nga 'di ba yung some institutions like sa mga junior and senior high school, 'di ba minsan ipinagbabawal yung pagpo-post ng grades ng ating mga anak, 'di ba? Kasi in our locality, like yung pamangkin ko, no, na mataas yung grades, syempre I am a proud tita. Tapos gusto ko i-post, pero sabi ng mama ko, may instructions daw yung advisor nila na wag daw, hindi pwedeng mag-post ng card or ng grades ng students. Pero if naka-receive ng certificate, for example, no, with high honors, ganyan, pwede daw yun. Pero yung grade daw is hindi. May mga schools na ganyan. Kasi these are actually confidential information. Ginagamit lang itong mga information na to kapag kailangan talaga in terms of, kunyari, magkakaroon ng assessment sa student na yan. Tapos kailangan ng school mag-report sa parents. Ano ba yung progress ng estudyante na to? So babalikan yung mga records na yun. So imagine na kapag yung eskwelahan in charge of all the records, may maayos na system, so it's easy for them to trace, di ba? Good records management, kailangan talagang magkaroon ng strategies na kung saan etong strategies na to or yung system na na-identify ninyo for records management, kailangan na-disseminate ng maayos sa mga person in charge. Kasi baka naman yung policies and procedures ng registrar, ang nakakaalam lang yung registrar lang, pero yung secretary hindi. So that's why kailangan properly communicated. Kasi again, some of the data na kailangan, na nakatago, magagamit yan in the future for research and for other purposes. Kagaya halimbawa nung nag-pandemic, 'di ba? Nung nag-pandemic. So, I don't know if some institution, academic institutions nag-require na dapat may vaccination yung mga students, no? Ganyan. Pero for example lang, ang school ninyo nag-create sila ng tracking system or nag-create sila ng records nila to keep track kung sino yung mga students na nag-undergo ng vaccination. Kasi 'di ba naging yan in the Philippines nung pandemic tayo, para siyang naging health regulation ng Philippines, no? Na even yung mga students dapat or mga younger na mga edad kailangan may vaccine din. So that's why kung ang school nag-decide sila na magkaroon ng record to keep track of those students na nag-undergo ng vaccination, then they can do that. At dyan papasok yung records management. So that's why i-collect nila yon through the system or process that they identified, and they are going to store the information they collected securely, na dapat hindi lang basta-basta na-access ng kahit sino. I had also this experience before na alam nyo, lahat ng mga staff may access sa medical records ng institution na yon, ng isang healthcare institution. Kasi I've been doing consultancy din even in the past, no? Even when I am still a nurse, no? Kasi active ako with nursing organizations, especially kapag may mga inspection, yung mga PhilHealth, DOH, tapos kapag merong mga deficiency, dyan ako papasok kung paano ko matutulungan yung hospital na mag-comply sa mga deficiencies nila. Kumbaga to the rescue, parang ganyan. Tapos, and then I noticed that this particular private healthcare institution in Davao City na inavail yung consultancy services ko, alam nyo lahat ng staff nila, pumapasok ng medical records na kung saan yung mga files naka-display lang doon. Even as simple as securing the dry seal. Yung dry seal, di ba yung mga like government and other offices, di ba may dry seal yan sila? At syempre, alam naman natin lahat na kapag may dry seal ang isang document, nagiging authentic yung document na yun. Like, kunyari, nag-secure ka ng medical record, ng medical certificate sa isang hospital na yan. Kapag merong dry seal, di ba nagiging authentic ang document? Ibig sabihin, totoo. Syempre, sino lang naman yung merong access sa dry seal? Yung mga, lang talaga person in charge of storing the dry seal. Pero alam nyo doon sa na-mention ko kanina, lahat merong access sa medical records. Napansin ko kahit sino gumagamit ng dry seal. So meaning to say, wala silang system of making their documents, their files secured. Kasi nagiging accessible sa lahat. Kasi minsan doon na rin sila kumakain, doon na rin sila, nagchichismisan pagdating sa office, ganun. So kaya, isa sa mga suggestions ko sa kanila when they availed of my services is, talaga, kailangan walang ibang pwedeng makapasok sa medical records department kundi yung mga authorized personnel lang. Second reason kung bakit importante ang records management is for efficiency and productivity. Self-explanatory naman kasi medyo na-explain ko na rin siya kanina, no, na kapag organize ang mga records, every time na kailangan mo siya, nakikita mo kaagad. If they are neatly stored and they are properly labeled, you can easily find what you need. Kasi i-imagine ninyo, mag-imagine kayo ng ganitong situation. Merong file cabinet. Pag open mo ng isang drawer ng file cabinet, ang dami-daming mga folders. Pero, hindi naman nilagyan ng label. Tapos hahanapin mo, sabi mo, ang dami-daming mga folders. Saan kaya naka-insert dito ang minutes of meeting namin last year? So ang gagawin mo, kailangan mong buksan ang bawat isang folder doon in order for you to locate yung necessary record na hinahanap mo. Unlike with a scenario na kapag pag-open mo ng drawer, naka-label lahat. Nakalagay mismo sa label ng folder, minutes of meeting 2022. So kung ano yung hinahanap, kunyari may nag-inspect, pwede nyo bang maipakita sa akin yung minutes of meeting ng laboratory department noong 2022? So because properly labeled yung folders, you can easily find, you can easily retrieve, you can easily access information. Mas efficient siya at mas magiging productive ka kung araw-araw mo itong ina-access. You will spend less time searching for papers. No? And of course, magkakaroon ka ng maraming time para makater yung pangangailangan ng nag-i-inspect, for example. Okay? So that's why records management can lead to efficiency and productivity. And the third one is yung risk mitigation. No? So like for example, ganito yung ibig sabihin ng risk ba? Ano-ano ba yung mga posibleng risk na mangyari? Kagaya ng na-mention ko sa inyo kanina, yung kunyari nasunog, kunyari sa school. Kasi school yung example ko kanina, di ba? Kunyari merong isang school na nasunog. Tapos nag-start pa talaga ang sunog sa registrar's office. For example lang naman, sana hindi naman mangyari, no? So anong mangyayari? Sabihin na lang natin may file cabinet. Pero hindi ganun kadami ang file cabinet ng school ninyo. Some of the documents na ginagamit nyo like on a daily basis, yung araw-araw na ginagamit nyo, nasa table lang ninyo or nakalagay lang sa built-in cabinet na made of wood. Kasama siya sa nasunog. No? But because you embraced digitalization, na-realize mo na noon, na-realize ng school na like years ago, they started creating backup at nilagay nila sa cloud storage. Kaya yung school na nasunog, kahit mawala lahat ng documents nila, masunog yung mga papers, none of the student records ang mawawala because may backup sila digitally. The school can quickly recover the information. And the school, despite na nasunog sila, nasunugan ng mga documents, they can still continue their operations na hindi makakaranas ng major disruptions. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng risk mitigation, no? Yung scenario natin. Kumbaga parang nakalagay naman dito, by implementing security measures such as access controls, encryption, yung mga disaster recovery plans, organizations or companies can safeguard their records from potential threats. So that's why you need to learn records management and you need to really create policies and procedures with this one. If you are working sa isang organization, you need to work closely with the with the team of the Human Resource Department, no, yung compliance team na in charge of the policies and procedures. Kung wala pa kayong naisulat, if your business or if the company na kung saan dyan kayo nagtratrabaho, pero wala silang written na mga SOPs or standard operating procedures, then you need to suggest to the HR department, particularly the compliance team in charge of the policies and procedures, na kailangan gumawa ng policies and procedures for records management and archives management. Okay? So just to recap, yung sa compliance, yun yung una nating na-mention, compliance, in regards to the importance of records management. Tapos yung pangalawa is efficiency, no? And productivity. And the third one is yung tinatawag nating risk mitigation. Okay? Some of the participants are asking about the attendance sheet. It will be posted later. Okay? So that's why sa mga participants ngayong hapon na to na hindi sila nag-avail nung certificate when they registered. So eto yung chance ninyo to submit your request if you want na makakuha ng certificate. And as mentioned on the registration form, the distribution will be tomorrow. Okay, so just wait your certificate sa inyong email. And make sure tama yung spelling ng pangalan nyo ha. Kasi there are participants na minsan kulang ng isang letter tapos ipapaulit nila. Tapos and then when we check sa registration form, sa end naman nila yung pagkakamali. So kaya make sure na kapag mag-attendance sheet later, i-double check nyo muna kung tama na ba yung pangalan. If you want to add your middle initial, itabi nyo na lang sa first name ninyo. Kesa naman na i-print na i-submit na sa inyo tapos mag-i-email naman, pwede palagyan ng middle initial. Although madali naman, pero di ba magti-take time kasi. So that's why if you want to include your middle initial, doon sa first name, itabi nyo siya like Ronald, then R, something like that. Kasi we are using filters or we are creating rules. Google Sheets na yung nag-generate kasi, kaya parang nagbibigay na lang kami ng command tapos i-generate nila yun. Okay? So now let's proceed on the second subtopic, and that is all about the key principles naman of effective records management. So kanina anong diniscuss natin? The definition and importance. Now, let's identify some key principles of records management. So meron na akong na-enumerate dito na tatlo, no? Consistency, accessibility, and security. Actually, etong mga key principles na to, medyo na-explain ko na rin or nakapagbigay na ako ng scenario or example kanina, no? But because andito siya sa ating presentation, so kailangan natin siyang i-discuss at bigyan ng highlight as of this moment. So meron tayong tatlo. Meron akong tatlong inilagay lang, but there are still other key principles that you can consider. Consistency, accessibility, and security. Meron na rin akong nilagay na example para at least you can also parang maka-imagine kayo ba? Ma-imagine niyo kung paano siya applicable sa inyong operations, sa inyong company, sa inyong workplace, and so on. So kapag sinabi nating consistency, ito yung first principle, no, na nilagay natin dito. Ensuring that records are consistently organized, classified, and managed. Consistent. Alam niyo ang mga Filipinos, ugali kasi ng mga Filipinos na sa simula lang yan sila interested. Alam mo, di ba napansin niyo yan? Even nga some of you here, di ba? Kunyari, tignan nyo, March na ngayon, March 2 to be specific. I'm sure meron kayong isinulat na New Year's resolution. At isa nga sa palaging nilalagay, magda-diet na ako. Napansin niyo nung first 2 weeks of January ka lang religiously nagda-diet. Pero after how many days, nakalipas na ang mga weeks, nakalimutan mo na yung New Year's resolution mo na yun. Hindi ka consistent with your diet plan. Or, sabi mo mag-skincare ka na. So, bumili ka ng mga rejuvenating set, di ba? Kasi gusto mo mag-skincare. So, kung bagong bili yung mga skincare products, ganadong-ganado kang maghilamos before going to sleep. Pero habang tumatagal, tinatamad ka ng pumunta ng banyo or ng lababo ninyo para maghilamos, 'di ba? Kasi nga usually sa simula lang tayo may gana, especially kapag bago. Pero habang tumatagal, nawawala talaga 'yun. Pero since kung merong policy, kung merong procedures na sinusunod ang isang company, walang choice ang mga empleyado. Kailangan nilang maging consistent. Pero kung walang nakasulat, wala man silang susundin. Kaya minsan, tamad talaga sila. So like for example, no, nakalagay dito, yung isang logistics company na wherein etong logistics company na to, they are dealing with volume of paperworks on a daily basis, 'di ba? Kasama diyan yung mga shipping invoices, mga delivery receipts, 'di ba, mga inventory reports. So that's why to effectively manage yung mga records na na-mention natin, kailangan ng logistics company na mag-implement ng consistent practices. Filing system, for example, across all departments. Siyempre, para ma-facilitate yung efficient na record retrieval kapag meron kayong internal or even external audits. Kaya pwede kayong mag-set, kunyari nakalagay dito, di ba, yung standardized naming conventions. Kumbaga, ang ibig sabihin nito, kung kunyari digital ang ang records management ninyo, pwede kayong mag-set ng policy in regards to the right way of saving the file name. So diyan magsisimula yung yung tinatawag na standard naming of conventions, no? Yung mga files ba, kumbaga, standardized naming conventions. Each document, pwede kayong mag-set ng policy, mag-set ng procedure on how to properly name it. Para lahat ng mga empleyado, kapag kailangan nila ng access, they can quickly identify and retrieve specific records every time that they need it. Kailangan magkaroon ng uniform na filing system across all departments. Hindi dapat magkanya-kanya ng file name. Dapat may format talaga. Whether it is physical, no, physical na filing cabinet, or kahit na digital filing, kagaya halimbawa ng Google Drive. So kailangan merong ginagaya or merong sinusunod na parehong organizational structure ang company na yan. Okay? Para lahat kayo consistent in records management. It will surely contribute to an efficient record retrieval, di ba? And overall effective management talaga of information. So that's why the first key principle that we can consider, consistency. Kaya kung wala pa kayong policy about yung about saving the file, yan ang isa pwede niyong i-suggest. At saka syempre yung mga naming of forms. 'Di ba? May mga ginagawa naman ito ng HR, 'di ba? Yung ang bawat form, kunyari, yung bawat form like sick leave form, mga ganyan, vacation leave form, 'di ba? May mga code rin 'yan. Pero that's more on the human resource department na records management naman. Second key principle, accessibility. No? The second principle is accessibility. Ibig sabihin, kumbaga parang you are making sure na yung mga authorized individuals, they can easily access and retrieve records whenever necessary. Kasi alam nyo kung mabilis ang retrieval ng mga documents, tapos kasi baka kunyari sasabihin ng ng employer or ng CEO, sasabihin niya sa HR department na kailangan nating mag-promote ng isang empleyado para gawin nating team leader, something like that, about sales. Magiging sales team leader siya. So, uutusan ngayon yung HR, can you please check the 201 folders of our employees kung sino ang qualified for that specific role? Sino ang merong mga training na in regards to sales? So, yung HR, mas madali nilang ma-retrieve yung data kung yung mga files if they are organized. If they can easily access, if they can easily retrieve records, mas mapabilis ang decision-making ng employer. Kasi magpre-present ka agad yung HR, employer or CEO, eto yung mga employees na qualified and so on. Kaya, because of that, mabilis ang decision-making, so magkakaroon ng, ma-enhance ang operational efficiency. Plus, it will also support effective collaboration within an organization. Like for example, may nilagay tayo dito. Like a law firm implements a digital document management system, so digital na, allowing lawyers to access case files remotely, enhancing collaboration and client service. Yan. Etong example na nakalagay dito, parang applicable ito sa klase ng trabaho na meron din ako ngayon. As I mentioned, I am a virtual professional and we are working with clients abroad. And of course, we are working remotely at the comfort of our own homes. Kaya minsan kung gusto naming makipag-collaborate ng mga files, it's either gagamit kami ng mga cloud storage like Google Drive or yung Microsoft 365, depende kung ano ang merong available kay client. Ang mga files na nakalagay sa cloud storage, mas madaling ma-retrieve, mas madaling ma-access. Accessibility. Pero kung merong tamang filing and labeling sa mga traditional na mga documents, papasok din dyan yung accessibility. And the third one is security. Okay? So the third one is security. Implementing measures to safeguard records. Kaya nga sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, dapat mga authorized personnel lang ang pwedeng pumasok, like sa mga areas na hindi talaga para sa lahat. Like medical records, yung na-mention ko sa inyo kanina, na kahit sino nakakapasok doon, kahit sino may access doon sa dry seal. Ang security, as a key principle, this actually emphasizes the importance of implementing measures in order for you to protect the records from unauthorized individuals. Kasi there's a possibility na magkakaroon ito ng alteration, di ba? Or kung kahit sino lang ang pumapasok doon, there's a possibility na merong loss, may mawawala na mga documents or may masisira na mga documents. So like for example, a financial institution, they employs encryption and access controls to protect sensitive financial records. Kumbaga, ang encryption kasi, pag sinabing encryption, usually, it converts the information into a coded format. Tapos, you can only decode the coded format by using a key. Kumbaga parang kailangan mo ng susi. Like for example, to those who are ang ISP nila, or like for example, GCash, yung palagi kong na-experience. Di ba yung GCash, Kasi chine-check namin yung vine-verify namin, 'di ba, kung yung mga payments na ginagawa ninyo, 'di ba? Tapos magre-request kami sa GCash sa app. 'Di ba nasubukan niyo na rin 'yang mag-request ng history of the transactions. Tapos ipapadala nila via your email. Pero you can only, kahit na pinadala nila sa inbox mo 'yon, hindi mo siya basta-bastang ma-open din. Kasi there's a possibility na baka na-hack, no? Na baka na-hack yung email and so on. Kaya bago mo ma-access yung PDF file na ni-request mo sa GCash, you need to input the required code. Usually it's your apelyido, the surname of the GCash account holder, and the last 4 digits of your number. Parang something like that. Pero that's an example of what we call yung data, yung ni-request mong transaction history, before you can access it, kailangan mo muna ng susi. And because of that, no, because of those encryption, this will make sure that unauthorized individuals, wala talaga silang access sa data. They cannot use the data, they cannot interpret the data, no? Kasi wala nga sila nung key. Wala sila nung key. Parang kagaya halimbawa, for example, di ba kapag tumatawag kayo sa bangko, meron yan silang mga questions na tinatanong. Yun yung mga example naman ng parang ng security measures nila. Kunyari, tatanungin ka, okay, to verify that you are really the account owner of the account owner, can you please tell me what's your, something like that, no? What's your mother's maiden name? Ganyan. Kasi di ba isa yan sa mga information na fill up natin when we created or nag-open tayo ng bank account, your mother's maiden name, ganyan. Can you please tell me what's the name of your first pet? Yung mga ganyan, di ba? Yung mga ganyang questions actually, or social security number and so on. Yan, kasi nga records management, kailangan secured talaga yung ating mga data, yung mga records na nakastore. Actually, minsan no, kasi di ba some of you here nakita yung schedule of our webinars by using a Google Sheet. Di ba doon kasi namin nilalagay yung doon ko nilalagay yung schedule para every time someone will ask, yun na lang yung i-share ko, yung Google Sheet na kung saan makikita lahat ng aming mga previews and upcoming webinars. Nakalagay lang sa iisang database. And that's an example of an efficient record management, no? Kasi kunyari may nagtanong sa akin, ma'am, paano mag-register sa customer service na webinar? So ako din, instead na mag-search ako sa Google Drive, instead na i-search ko sa previous post ko sa Facebook, doon na lang din ako pupunta sa Google Sheet na yun para i-copy-paste ko yung specific link na hinahanap niya. So, di ba? Pero, viewer access lang kayo doon. The document is secured. Hindi niyo pwedeng i-edit. Hindi kayo pwedeng mag-add. Because the access na binigay ko lang sa mga viewers, viewer lang talaga. Kaso minsan may nare-receive ako sa email ko na this particular person is requesting access. So you see, because of the security, di ba, nanonotify ako niyan. And of course, hindi ko binibigyan kasi nga, kailangan kong i-secure yung mga data, dapat ako lang yung merong access. So, maganda, 'di ba, yung yung data management and file management by using cloud storage. Now, let's talk about the legal and regulatory compliance requirements naman. There are actually a lot, no? Pero eto lang yung mga pwede nating ma-consider or pwede kong i-share sa inyo regarding legal compliance requirements in the Philippines, no? Of course, we are based here in the Philippines. So, meron ditong nakalagay yung Republic Act 9470. So, that's the National Archives of the Philippines. Actually, yung NAP na yan, sila talaga yung in charge sa pag-archive ng mga government records of the Philippines, no? So that's why if you are in the government office, yan, sila yung nagkikip or sa kanila nilalagay. Sa kanila, sila ang responsible no na office para i-keep yung mga record ng mga government offices. Republic Act 10173 or yung tinatawag na Data Privacy Act, ito applicable naman ito sa lahat. No? Kailangan lahat tayo, we need to consider data privacy talaga. And because we are talking about internet this time, pwede mong i-consider yung RA 10175 and that's all about the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Pero meron tayong mga additional na mga supporting legal compliance, regulatory requirements like yung Civil Service Commission na Memorandum Circular Number 30, Series of 2016 at saka yung GAO na Circular Number way back 2015-011. Actually, meron siyang slide per Republic Act, no? Pero syempre hindi na natin masyadong i-discuss to kasi ano lang, kumbaga overview lang naman to nung mga legal compliance that you need to consider pagdating sa records management. So yung National Archives of the Philippines, no, siya ang responsible, as I mentioned. It outlines the responsibilities of government agencies in the preservation and transfer of records to the National Archives nga ng Philippines. So this is more of the government of operations. Pero pagdating naman sa mga private companies or mga private practitioners, so pwedeng i-consider talaga natin ang tinatawag na Data Privacy Act. No? You need to consider this one kasi napaka-importante ng ng confidentiality. Confidentiality is very, very important. So that's why according to the Data Privacy Act of 2012, so nakalagay sa second paragraph no na it requires organizations, private or even the public offices to implement security measures to protect the personal information of their staff. Kaya 'di ba kapag merong mga pumupunta sa office, alam mo mga kagaya sa mga teleserye or mga pelikula na kapag kunyari merong isang individual na may kasong estafa, halimbawa, no, marami siyang na scam. Tapos pumunta yung nalaman ng isang victim na dito siya nagtratrabaho, tapos tatanungin niya, pwede bang malaman kung ano yung contact number ni ganito or pwede bang malaman kung saan nakatira si ganito? So, Data Privacy Act, hindi mo talaga siya pwedeng sabihin unless it is part of that investigation. Yung meron na talagang proper process no of requesting access. Even yung mga CCTV. Yung mga CCTV, kunyari merong isang na hold up ka sa tabing kalsada, sa sidewalk, no? Isang gabi habang naglalakad ka, na hold up ka. Tapos after the incident, nakita mo na may CCTV. That's why kinabukasan, nag-request ka doon sa may-ari ng establishment, pwede bang ma-access, makita, and so on. Pwede actually yan silang mag-deny or hindi ka bigyan ng access. Siyempre, kailangan muna ipa-blatter, may police investigation. Because those are data collected by the establishment and they also need to protect that one. Hindi lang naman yung mga personal information ng mga employers nila, even the activities that is happening within the organization or doon sa establishment. Yung next natin is yung Cybercrime Prevention Act, no? Kumbaga parang, alam niyo naman to, na kapag pinost ninyo, kapag pinost ninyo ang picture ng umutang sa inyo, kahit na ano pang angle ang tignan, ikaw talaga yung matatalo because yung taong yon pwedeng mag-file ng cyber libel against you kasi nga sinisiraan mo siya. Even though natutuong inutangan kanya, no, kahit natutuong umutang siya sa iyo, hindi kanya binayaran, the least that you can do talaga is never post kasi masasayang yung effort mo na hahabulin siya. Kasi the moment you posted his or her picture, baka mauwi na lang sa thank you yan. So you need to file a complaint talaga the right way. Wag mo unahan yung sarili mo na i-post siya kasi gusto mong ipahiya siya. Alam nyo, even mga cryptic message. Parang kagaya sa ginagawa nila yung mga kapag merong mga celebrities na naghiwalay, 'di ba? Tapos minsan may magpo-post na mga writers, columnists, tapos hindi naman sila nag-mention ng pangalan, pero because of the clues given, you can easily identify, ay si ano ito. Actually, that's also a possible cybercrime na pwedeng ireklamo yan kung sakali. Kahit na hindi directly na na-mention ang pangalan mo, pero based on the clues posted, ikaw yung taong ma-identify, pwede mong kasuhan or pwede kang mag-file ng ganun. Paano po kapag pinost ang umutang pero lagyan ng emoji ang muka? As long as hindi pa rin maklaro na siya talaga yung kasi baka sa sinusuot na damit, 'di ba? Baka ma-identify pa rin ng ibang tao, ay si ano man yan, 'di ba may damit siyang ganyan? Just like what happened sa PCSO, 'di ba nag-viral sila when they edited the outfit of the winner, 'di ba, ng loto. And one of the reasons behind kung bakit daw nila inedit kasi in the past mukha lang nila ang tinatakpan. Pero na-detect or nalaman ng mga kapitbahay na, ay si ano yan because sa damit na sinusuot. Kaya ang sabi ng PCSO, inedit nila yung pati ang damit because of the incidents that they experienced before. So kung ipopost mo talaga yung picture niya, make sure na hindi talaga mahalata na siya yun. Kasi or else, pasok yan sa Cybercrime Prevention Act. Okay? So, yung sa civil service naman, na circular number 30, it emphasizes the importance of efficient records management practices. And the last that we mentioned earlier is yung sa GAO, no? Usually this is the circular that sets the guidelines for the implementation of the electronic new government accounting system. So these are just some of the legal compliance na pwede ninyong ma-review, yung mga na-enumerate natin. No? Siyempre, hindi natin i-discuss more on that. Dinaanan lang natin para you are all aware that even in terms of records and archives management, there are Philippine regulations, Philippine laws and regulations na kailangan nating i-consider. The last subtopic is common challenges in records management. So ngayon mag-identify tayo ng iilan. Kapag meron kayong gagawing mga records management strategies sa inyong organization, ano-ano ba yung mga common challenges na pwede ninyong ma-experience? First, I will just enumerate 3. Ang unang challenge na posibleng ma-experience ninyo, yung data security and privacy concerns. Ito na yung kasi, yung challenge kasi na nararanasan talaga natin minsan, di ba? Kumbaga parang you are held responsible kasi talaga for the privacy of sensitive information. Pero minsan din kasi hindi mo talaga maiwasan na i-chismis. I-chismis sa office mates mo. Realistically speaking, pero feeling ko naman sa healthcare parang okay lang sa mga nurses. Kasi kunyari kami, syempre kasi we are serving the patient man, no? Kaya parang okay lang na pagchismisan namin. Basta healthcare related lang. Kunyari, yung isang nurse, nalaman niya na may kunyari, naglabas na yung result ng laboratory test, tapos HIV positive siya. Within the circle ng mga nurses, yun, kailangan naming malaman. Pero ikaw na nurse, kwinento mo sa family members mo, sa friends mo na hindi nurse sa hospital na yun, at sinabi mo, meron kaming isang pasyente sa hospital. Ano yun siya based sa kanyang record, ano yun siya, vocalista siya ng isang banda, naga-perf, gano'n, di ba? Usually bakichismis talaga. So minsan, talaga, kumbaga parang hindi natin maiiwasan na ma-disseminate natin yung ganyang mga information. Di ba minsan nga, meron tayong mga friends on a personal level, no? Personal example na, sasabihin ng kaibigan mo, Besh, meron akong gustong i-share sa'yo, may gusto akong sabihin. Pero promise ha, wag mo talagang sabihin kahit kanino. Di ba? Meron kayong ano yan, non-disclosure agreement. Tapos sabi naman ng kausap mo, promise Besh, hindi ko talaga yan siya ikwento kahit kanino. Pero after 3 days, buong klase nalaman na yung sikreto, no? Yan yung, ganyan din yan in the, even in the office, public or private, na hindi talaga maiwasan minsan na makadisclose tayo ng mga sensitive information. Pero alam nyo, kung meron kayong policies and procedures about it, kasi minsan kasi nakalagay yan sa 'di ba, sa kontrata ng empleyado, na kapag meron talaga siyang na-disclose na mga sensitive information, actually, pwede silang i-terminate. Just like my experience before with an online job, no? Yung isang team member namin, yung kasama namin sa kasi every night kapag nagtratrabaho na kami, naka-Zoom kaming lahat. Pero yung parang lang, para at least if may kailangan kami sa isa naming kasama, we can easily reach them. Tapos hindi maiwasan na magkwentuhan din kami kasi madaling araw kami nagtratrabaho. And then merong one time na kasama namin sa Zoom na yon, sa breakout room na yon, kasama namin yung bookkeeper ng isang client. At dahil sa aming pagkwekwentuhan, yung chismisan moment namin, na-mention niya kung magkano ang binabayad ng client. Na-disclose niya. To the point na yung isang kasama namin sa breakout room sinabi, ay talaga? Ganyan yung binabayad ng client pero yung sweldo natin ganito lang. Parang something like that, no? Nung nalaman yan, no, one of the members ng nasa Zoom, na ikwento niya ngayon sa isa niyang kakilala sa HR na this particular team member na disclose niya kung magkano ang binabayaran ng client. At alam niyo ba ang result ng kanyang investigation? Hindi naman kaagad terminate, nag-investigate pa naman. Siyempre, HR policies and procedures yan, no? Hindi ibig sabihin kasi pag merong violation ng isang empleyado, kahit nag-grave pa yan, hindi yan kaagad termination. May investigation pa yan kasi kailangan pakinggan ang both sides. Pero to make it short, ang end result niya, termination talaga. Yan yung sinasabi ko na minsan challenge ang data security and privacy concerns. So that's why ang solution na pwede kong ma-share sa inyo, no, in regards to data security and privacy concerns, so kailangan nyo talaga mag-implement ng maayos na or talagang strictong security measures ba? Ano ba yung pwede nyong gawin para ma-safeguard ang mga sensitive records? Kung digital yan, baka kailangan yung pag-aralan ang encryption. Kailangan yung mag-install ng mga firewalls. Kailangan ilimit lang kung sino yung may access sa data na yan. Staff training. Kaya mag-join kayo doon sa cybersecurity namin. May separate kami na webinar for that. Di ba na-segue ko pa because of the second solution that I want to recommend, no? So staff training. I-train yung mga staff about yung mga best practices for data security para maiwasan na magkaroon ng mga violations, ganyan, or baka may legal na mga complaints and so on ba. Kaya pwedeng i-train ang mga staff about how to handle mga sensitive information, or pwedeng i-train din ang mga staff about password management, no? And so on. And of course, yung number 3, yung kailangan yung mga software na ginagamit nyo, updated siya on the latest version. Kasi kung ano yung kasi syempre minsan kasi kung ano yung pinaka-latest version, mas latest din yung kanyang security patches. Kaya, kunyari, nag-upgrade na ang Windows. Kunyari, may Windows 12, Windows 13, ganyan. So, syempre, may mga updates kasi yung Windows na yun, yung mga operating system. Yung cellphone ninyo, di ba? Minsan nakaka-receive kayo ng notification na kailangan siyang i-update. So, kailangan din nating i-update kasi baka yung updated version, mas secured na yun this time. Pero minsan kasi kung nag-update ka, mas lalo pa siyang parang nagkakaroon ng problem, no? So, kung challenge ang data security and privacy concerns, eto yung mga solutions niya. Second challenge, yung pag-manage ng dami, no? At saka yung complexity of records. Ang isa sa ito yung second na pwedeng maging challenge ng mga nasa records management kasi nga from time to time dumadami kasi yung mga data na nako-collect natin. Tapos habang tumatagal din like because of ICT nagchi-change din yung record keeping. Kasi nag-iiba yung format, 'di ba? From time to time. Like may for example, Microsoft Word, may PDF. So between the two, saan ba yung mas secured sa dalawa? 'Di ba yung PDF kasi kung may mag-view ng PDF, maiiwasan na may alterations na mangyari. Sa Google Drive, for example, like sa Google Sheets, di ba Google Sheets? Ako minsan, di ba kunyari may mga columns, I'm sure you are all familiar with Google Sheets, no? Tapos may mga columns, di ba? Alam nyo, ako kasi naging team leader ako ng isang team before, yung ibang columns na meron sa Google Sheet, kino-close ko siya or nilalock ko siya. You can actually, there's an option in Google Sheet na pwede mong i-lock ang column na yan. Kaya kahit sino pa ang may access sa document or sa Google Sheet na yon, they can edit everything except the portion na nilock mo. Especially if you are the owner of the document. Because you need to secure din, di ba, the data. Kasi nga, nag-change yung formats from time to time. Kaya if managing the volume and complexity of records is isa sa mga challenges na pwede mong ma-experience, so eto naman yung solutions na pwede kong ma-recommend. So pwede kayo sigurong mag-embrace ng mag-implement ng comprehensive na records management system na kung saan it will provide like a centralized platform for the organization. Centralized, ibig sabihin nandoon lahat. Kagaya halimbawa sa isang business, records management ng mga chats or mga conversation. Kasi sa isang negosyo, no, like for example, kasi ako, 'di ba, digital marketer ako, 'di ba? I am also a digital marketer. Tapos we are helping businesses to grow digitally. Tapos, nagkikip kami din ng mga, of course, may file and data management. Alam nyo ba na pati yung mga conversation na nangyayari sa business ng client, kailangan naming i-file yon or kailangan magkaroon ng centralized platform para sa lahat ng mga conversations. So that's why eto ang ginawa namin. Eto parang advice ko na lang to or additional tip, no? Especially sa mga merong negosyo dito or planong magnegosyo someday. Kaya ang ginawa namin pagdating sa records management ng mga chats, nag-centralize kami by identifying kung anong messenger app ang pwede naming gamitin. Kung anong application. And we need to identify only one. Kasi di ba sinabi natin, centralized dapat lahat para mas madaling i-manage ang mga conversation. Ang Facebook, for example, ang Facebook page, meron siyang sariling messenger, di ba? Ang Instagram, meron ding sariling messenger. Tama, ang TikTok meron din. So magkakahiwalay. So that's why ang ginawa naming strategy, we identified one application lang na doon kami mag-a-accept ng mga conversations sa client na yon. It's pwedeng WhatsApp, pwedeng Viber. So like for example, ang na-identify nyo, Viber. So sa lahat ng marketing ninyo, dapat palagi yung sinasabi na if you want to inquire, please send us a message to our Viber account. Something like that. Tapos yun ang ilalagay mo sa FB, ilalagay mo sa Instagram, para kahit saan man galing ang mga mag-i-inquire, kung Instagram user siya, pero magme-message siya gamit ang Viber. Kung Facebook user siya, magme-message siya gamit ang Viber. Kung nasa website siya, pero ang nakalagay doon, send us a message to our Viber account. So, marireceive lang ng iisang platform lahat ng inquiries. Yan yung sinasabi ko na provide a centralized platform for organizing and for the access of the records. Yung example ko na shinare sa inyo, that's keeping record of the conversation. Diba? Centralized na. Second here, implementing records retention schedule and disposal policy. So syempre no, kasi may tinatawag tayong life cycle of records ba? Kaya kailangan mag-create kayo ng policy. Gaano katagal ang records ma-retain na kailangan andyan sa filing cabinet? But of course, you need to base it sa mga legal and regulatory requirements. Bago mag-create ng policy, i-check nyo muna gaano ba dapat talaga katagal mag-stay ang isang document bago siya ilagay sa archive. Create a policy, retention policy, disposal policy. At saka yung third one, pwede na kayong mag-automate. Kaya nga sabi ko, di ba, digitalization na. Embrace the technologies that can help you in terms of records management like Google Drive. Ang Google Drive kasi, ang binibigay sa atin, 15 gig lang na storage. 15 gig. 15 gig. Free storage yun. Kung sakaling napuno na yung 15 gig mo, then kailangan mong mag-subscribe. Kailangan mong taasan. Ang ginagawa kasi ng iba, pag napuno na yung 15 gig, mag-create ng panibagong Gmail account para may another free na 15 gig. So hindi na ngayon centralized. Nawawala yung concept of making everything centralized, di ba? Kaya ako nag-upgrade ako sa Google Drive. Nagbabayad kami every month. Pero that's part of growing a business. And the third challenge that you might experience, yung kumbaga, compliance with the regulations and standards. Kasi nag-change din kasi yan no? Kumbaga parang merong mga panibagong mga laws and regulations related sa data protection. May mga bagong update pagdating sa data privacy. Tapos minsan meron pa talagang mga industry-specific na mga requirements and it keeps on changing. It keeps on evolving. Kaya minsan, hindi ka nagiging updated na ganito na pala yung bagong policy. So, ang tendency niyan, hindi ka na compliant ngayon. Kaya dapat you are always updated. No, palagi kayo dapat updated sa mga updates ng mga Philippine laws or mga regulations na related sa records management. Kaya it's nice na in the future, for example, meron kayong nakitang training talaga, no? Records management training. Mag-participate din kayo. Actually, that's also our plan. Meron kasing nag-suggest no na maliban sa webinar, just like what we are doing today, kasi parang orientation program siya, no? Or kumbaga parang knowledge sharing lang talaga about records management. And then someone suggested na yung training talaga like for 8 hours, 4 hours. And actually, we are already creating the plan for that. So that's why I hope na kapag meron na kaming training program for records management, you will also participate. But I already have your email addresses, kaya malamang baka makareceive din kayo ng invitation from us. Baka maging interested kayo for a training talaga. No? Hindi lang ganito na knowledge sharing lang. So if ang challenge na ma-experience mo is about complying with the with the laws, with the regulations, so syempre ang unang solution is to regularly review and update your records management policies and procedures. Kasi syempre kailangan mag-align, no? Kailangan mag-align ang company policies and procedures ninyo about records management sa mga relevant na Philippine regulations and standards. 'Di ba? Kaya dapat kung may bagong update about data privacy, i-review nyo ulit yung policies and procedures ninyo. You need to keep your policies up to date. Because kung updated ang mga policies, of course, the company or the office can ensure compliance with the current legal requirement and the industry standards. Tapos mag-conduct kayo ng periodic audits and assessments pagdating sa records management practices ninyo. Alam nyo kasi kapag meron kayong audits and assessments, no, pwede itong maka-identify ng mga areas kung saan kayo non-compliant. At kapag na-identify ninyo ang mga areas na sa tingin nyo non-compliant kayo, you can implement mga effective na corrective measures. So kapag sinabi nating audit, 'di ba? Merong review processes, no? Mag-review ng procedures, documentations, or assessments. Overall assessment, no? It can help you identify what are your weaknesses, what are the gaps in compliance. And because of the audits, because of the assessments, pwede siyang makaprovide ng mga recommendations for improvement. Okay? Now, let's proceed on topic number 2. The attendance sheet will be posted later. Mamaya ko na lang ipopost ha, para hindi na tayo mag-quick break, no? Para hindi masayang yung oras. It's 3:33 and I still have like 28 minutes for our learning session. Now, topic number 2 is foundations of archives management naman. So meron, kasi tapos na tayo sa records management, no? Archives naman tayo kasi ito yung long term. Ito yung long-term goal ninyo, long-term plan na pwede yung gawin sa mga documents or records na kinikip ninyo. So meron tayong tatlong subtopic, the definition and purposes. What are the key concepts and key principles ng archives management? And gaano ba kaimportante ang archives management sa isang organization? So isa-isahin natin siya through our presentation. So naka-define naman tayo kanina, 'di ba? Earlier before I started na-explain ko naman or na-discuss naman natin briefly kung ano yung ibig sabihin, kung ano yung pinagkaiba, 'di ba, ng records management and archives management. Long term, you are going to preserve its long-term value and significance, lalo na kapag meron siyang historical na relevance at saka meron siyang legal na relevance. Yun yung mga pwede nyong i-consider na mga documents na pwede nyong i-archive. Kung kanina, ang records management, you are the caretaker of the document the moment it was created hanggang sa i-dispose na siya or i-transfer sa archive. Ngayon, ang archives management naman, para ka din talagang caretaker. Pero this time, ang inaalagaan mo, mga old stuff. Diba? Parang kagaya ng mga caretaker ng isang ancestral house. Diba? They are preserving the historical significance of that ancestral house. So merong caretaker. You are going to take good care of records. You are responsible in taking care of documents na kung saan nag-decide yung mga person in charge na kailangan nating i-preserve ang record na to. Kailangan nating i-preserve ang document na to kasi valuable ang mga information na nandito even years pa ang makalipas. Parang something like that, no? Usually, ano ba yung ina-archive natin? 'Di ba yung mga mga lumang mga letters, 'di ba? Mga letters. Kunyari, sinulat ni Jose Rizal, yung mga ganyan, 'di ba? Mga photos, mga videos, digital files, yung mga ganyan, 'di ba? Kasi etong mga files na to, it holds or it preserves important information about that particular people, about this particular event, no? About this about the history in general. So ang archives management, the goal is to keep yung mga items na yon na safe sila, of course organized, and dapat accessible din para magamit ng mga future generations. Parang kagaya sa ginagawa ni Boss Toyo, 'di ba, yung Pinoy Pawn Stars, 'yan, 'di ba? Actually, that's what we call archives management, 'di ba? Kasi 'di ba ang balak niya magpatayo ng museum. So nagko-collect si Boss Toyo ng mga items na may historical relevance, 'di ba? So that's an example of an archives management strategy. Kasi yung mga kino-collect niya may historical relevance na kailangang i-preserve. Kagaya nung mga yung ano yun, yung pinaka ano niya, pinaka mamahal niyang yung ano yung ginamit ng ano nila Francis Magalona, 'di ba, sa bagsakan. I'm sure you are familiar with Boss Toyo, 'di ba? With historical value. Okay, archives. Usually sa museums, no, ganun lagi pamapasok sa isip natin. So meron tayong apat na purposes of archives management. Apat lang yung in-enumerate ko dito, no. First is the preservation of cultural and historical heritage. Second one is access to information and knowledge. Siyempre may history. So natututo yung mga future generations. Legal and administrative accountability. Pero parang ni-remove ko na ata to because we already discussed about the legal, no? Memory and identity preservation. Preservation of cultural and historical heritage. So ang pinaka-purpose ng archives management is to protect and preserve the cultural and historical heritage ng mga communities, ng mga organizations, or ng mga societies. So like for example, in the US, no, sa US, sa Amerika, 'di ba meron tayong yung library nila, yung Library of Congress, if you are familiar with it, in the United States. Kasi 'di ba, yung Library of Congress nila, ano siya, kumbaga parang it serves as kumbaga parang their oldest, no, yung pinakamatagal, pinakamatandang cultural institution nila. Na kung saan doon din mismo sa library na yon naka-store ang napakaraming mga aklat, mga manuscripts, no, mga maps, mga photographs, or even yung mga recordings about the history of America, yung kanilang history at saka yung culture nila. So that's why yung Library of Congress, so that's an example of archives management, preserving the cultural and historical heritage ng United States of America. So pine-preserve, maintain yung mga records na yun para magamit ng future generations. Para yung mga future generations or kahit tayo, meron tayong easy access. Di ba napag-usapan natin yung accessibility? We can easily have an easy access to the rich culture and rich history of the United States. Kaya archives management, the first purpose is preservation of cultural and historical heritage. Access to information and knowledge. So syempre, na-mention ko rin sa inyo kanina, no? Because pine-preserve nga natin, meron tayong ma-share in the future generation. 'Di ba? Look, I don't know, no, if some of you here member ng mga, kasi di ba may mga Facebook groups yung mga batang 90s, something like that, di ba? Tapos di ba they keep on posting mga archive na mga materials, no? Kagaya halimbawa ng mga pictures ng mga lumang mga palabas like Okay Ka Fairy Co. I'm sure yung ibang estudyante hindi na naabutan yun. Pero if you are batang 90s nga yan. So that's an example of hindi naman siya totally archives management na strategy, pero parang binubuhay na lang natin. And because of those materials, na nababalik tayo sa nakaraan. 'Di ba? Yung history, nostalgic para sa atin 'yon. Kaya kaya kailangang i-preserve yung mga merong value para maka-provide ng information and knowledge for the next generation. Yung legal and administrative accountability, so actually yun na mention natin kanina no, na may mga supporting rules and regulations tayo na kailangan talaga nating i-consider i-consider kapag gumagawa tayo ng policies and procedures about archives management. Ang purpose kasi, ang isa din sa mga purposes ng archives management is para ma-support ang legal and administrative accountability. Yung parang kagaya sa mga file nga ng mga kaso. Kasi yung mga archive materials, no, pwede kasi siyang mag-serve pa rin ng evidence kung ano yung ginawa nila noon. Kagaya nga halimbawa yung mga baby switching. 'Di ba? Yung like sa KMJS. So kailangan nilang balikan yung document, yung patient's record, sino ang nurse na nag-duty, sino ang nurse na nagtrabaho, sino yung doktor na nag-handle ng pag-deliver ng baby, sino ang nurse na nasa nursery nung time na yon. So yung mga archive materials, it will serve as evidence of past actions, evidence ng mga decisions na ginawa noon, or kung ano yung mga transactions na ginawa noon because of those materials. And because meron ngang mga archive material, no? Dahil merong archive material, malalaman kung sino na yung accountable. Malalaman yung nurse na accountable of the baby switching. Makikita yung transparency kasi nandoon yung decision or yung mga ginawa ng doktor, 'di ba, sa pasyente. So that's why it is important to also learn how to properly archive records or any documents para ma-preserve yung kanyang value. And of course, memory. Yung na-mention natin kanina, no? Nostalgic. Actually, isa talaga sa pinaka-nostalgic na music for me, yung Hiraya Manawari. Yung Hiraya Manawari. Alam mo, kasi minsan lang naman, at saka yung Once Upon a Time, no? Once Upon a Time sa ating buhay. Yung iba lang yung makarelate kasi baka yung mga estudyante dito hindi na naabutan yung Hiraya Manawari. Tapos alam nyo minsan, kapag nakakakita kasi ako sa Facebook timeline ko ng parang nostalgic moment, I will search immediately sa YouTube yung official soundtrack ng Hiraya Manawari. Tapos pakikinggan ko siya. Tapos alam nyo, yung mag-teary eye ka, di ba? Yung parang babalik talaga yung nakaraan. Yan yung isa sa mga nostalgic talaga na kanta for me, yung Hiraya Manawari. Yun nga ang purpose ng archives management. Memory and identity preservation. Okay? So, yung isang individual, because of the archive materials, pwede siyang mag-connect sa past. Malalaman niya kung sino ang kanyang mga ninuno, 'di ba? Yan, because of the records na naitago. Okay, so there are other purposes, no? Pero yun lang yung ma-enumerate natin sa ngayon. The third subtopic is yung key concepts. This is the second. Key concepts and principles of archives management. Kanina, nakadiscuss na rin tayo ng key principles for records management. Ito naman yung key concepts and principles na kailangan ninyong tandaan kapag meron kayong mga documents or record na gustong i-archive. Siyempre, dapat yung i-archive natin, merong proof na authentic siya. Kasi baka mamaya yung, 'di ba, kagaya ng hinahanap kagaya ng hinahanap ni Boss Toyo nga, for example, kailangan maging authentic yung item na binibenta. Di ba? Kagaya halimbawa, hinahanapan niya ng signature. No, kapag sinabi mo na damit ito ni Andrew E. and so on, kailangan ng proof. Ay kailangan authentic kasi para ma-preserve talaga mismo yung historical relevance niya. Kaya yung mga items na minsan dinadala kay Boss Toyo, 'di ba hindi siya interested kasi hindi authentic, walang proof, walang measures. Reliability, integrity, accessibility, and usability. So yung authenticity, nakabigay na ako actually ng example, pero meron din akong nilagay dito, di ba? Example ng authenticity, nakalagay dito, a document containing the signatures of historical figures is considered authentic if it can be verified through comparison with known signatures, contextual evidence, and provenance records. Kumbaga parang in order to measure na pirma na itong document na to, kunyari si Jose Rizal talaga ang may pirma nito, so kailangan ma-verify by comparing it sa other documents na merong pirma ni Dr. Jose Rizal. Something like that. Okay? Kasi kailangan nga authentic eh. Kailangan, kumbaga parang merong no, kapag sinabi nating authenticity, no, kumbaga may proof. May proof. Kailangan genuine. Kailangan genuine ang pag-represent ng item na to about this particular historical or cultural relevance. So that's why yon kailangan merong comparison. Comparison, may alam naman yung mga yung mga archivist, no? Archivist. Social yung term natin. Yung mga archivist kasi, syempre, they know the history. Kaya meron yan silang mga alam din na other documents na pwede nilang i-compare ang signature. For example, kung magmamatch ba talaga. Mag-invite pa yan sila ng mga other experts. Yung mga, for example, yung mga handwriting, yung mga nag-a-analyze ng mga handwriting, pwede silang magpakonsulta sa kanila para malaman talaga na forged ba itong signature o talagang siya ang nagpirma, 'di ba? Parang kagaya sa isang feature ng KMJS, no? Ng KMJS yung merong may sinulat sa bato, 'di ba? Yung may nakasulat daw sa bato, ganyan, may historical daw and so on. Tapos nag-invite sila ng isang individual na marunong mag-analyze with baybayin, yung lumang alphabet ng Filipinos, baybayin, tama ba? Correct me if I'm wrong, di ba yon? Tapos nung nagpunta na nung nag-analyze, sabi niya hindi daw yun baybayin and so on. So, na-verify na hindi siya authentic. Archive materials kailangan authentic talaga para maging reliable ang source ng information. No? Like for example sa office, 'di ba meron kayo mga minutes of meeting? Ang mga minutes of meeting ninyo, makonsider yan siya na reliable, na yan talaga ang na-discuss on that very moment of time na nag-meeting kayo, magiging reliable na yan talaga ang decisions and actions na ginawa kapag walang alteration sa document. No, kapag walang alteration sa document, ibig sabihin walang erasure. Kasi kung merong na-erase, there's a possibility na hindi ka na magtitiwala. The source is not anymore reliable because of the deleted sections. Third is integrity, no? Integrity of the documents. Actually, parang synonymous na kasi ito sila, 'di ba? Kung authentic na yung authentic yung archive material, pag authentic siya, for sure, reliable yung information na makukuha mo. And because reliable, ma-maintain ang integrity ng record na yun. Ma-maintain ang integrity. Kasi nga, authentic, reliable pa talaga. So, yung integrity of records throughout its cycle from the creation to the preservation, yung integrity niya tataas. And because mataas yung integrity, you will trust. Magtitiwala ka sa information na makukuha mo doon. Accessibility, no? Kumbaga dapat it's easy to find. Kaya kailangan meron kayong mga policies and procedures kung paano categorize, paano label, no? Para you can easily locate relevant materials every time that you need it. And the last one is usability. If you are going to provide mga historical context, nakalagay sa example, no? If you are going to provide historical context, biographical information, and so on, di ba? It will help the individuals na maintindihan ang nakaraan. That's additional knowledge for them. Ma-enhance yung kanilang educational value. Ma-enhance yung kanilang knowledge about it, tataas ang kanilang educational value. Ibig sabihin, ang record na na-archive, ang picture na na-archive, may gamit siya, may silbi siya, usability. Yan yung ibig sabihin. Okay? So that's why you need to consider the key concepts and principles na na-mention natin kanina. 5 lang naman yon: authenticity, reliability, integrity, accessibility, and usability. This will be the last discussion, no? So bali yung the rest of the discussions, because it's 8 minutes before 4 o'clock. Since I am going to share this one to all of you, i-review nyo na lang. As you can see, yung pag-create ko ng presentation, kung mapansin nyo, ano na siya yung, kumbaga parang may explanation at may example na akong nilagay so that magamit din ninyo ang document na to. Kaya you can save it kapag na-send ko na sa inyo. You can actually save it based on your records management policy. Pwede na ninyong hindi i-archive. Etong presentation ko, pwede na ito siyang hindi i-archive. Bakit? Kasi hindi na ito relevant in the future kasi may mga bagong updates. Pero, kunyari, itong recorded version na to, ang recorded version natin, this one, sa KOM, sa aking company, I will consider this one na pwede ko siyang i-archive in the future. Para if kailangan ng mga proof, no, someday lang ba, ganyan. Kung may magtatanong na, nakakandak na ba kayo dati ng records management na webinar? So pwede kong ipakita sa kanya ang video na to to prove na authentic that we are providing such learning session. So for the last discussion, guys, no, importance of archives for organizations. Yes po, yun. Can we also have the PowerPoint? Yun nga po, yung PDF, i-convert ko lang siya into PDF. I will just convert it into PDF para hindi masyadong mabigat yung file the moment I will send it to all of you. The pictures can be a reliable evidence if the picture is authentically taken. Kasi may mga pictures kasi minsan na Photoshop, 'di ba? So kaya bago maging authentic ang isang picture or photograph para gamitin as evidence, kailangan mo nang magpakonsulta sa mga experts at magpapatunay na ang picture na to is hindi siya edited. So kailangan yung picture is authentic pa rin. Okay? So importance of archives for organizations. Actually, na-explain ko na to kanina, no, kaya hindi na tayo mag-stay longer in explaining this one. The first one is historical documentation. Alam niyo lang ibig sabihin na na-explain na natin to kanina, paulit-ulit about preserving the historical relevance, legal and regulatory compliance. Hindi na rin natin masyadong i-discuss further, no? Alam kong naintindihan na ninyo ito kasi we already discussed this one as well earlier kanina. Knowledge management and decision support. Pag sinabing knowledge management, 'di ba, na-mention natin kanina sa key concept, no, and key principle. Di ba naka-mention tayo kasama nung authenticity, reliability, di ba? Integrity, tapos ano yung accessibility, no? For knowledge, di ba? So that's why if you will preserve historical and cultural na documents, no, relevant documents and other formats, people can learn from it. People can learn from the past. Usability, paano mo siya magagamit? Paano siya masasabi na kapaki-pakinabang ang archive document na yun? And of course, yung decision support kapag may mga investigations. Okay? So guys, hindi ko na madidiscuss yung developing a comprehensive records management strategy, pero you can learn by reading kung ano yung mga sinuggest ko. I will just flash no kung ano ba yung exciting part na pwede nyo matutunan dito the moment you will read it, no? So dalawa lang naman yon, yung mga assessments na pwede nyong gawin in order for you to establish your records management strategies. And of course, yung establishing policies and procedures. Mababasa nyo dito sa topic number 3, nag-enumerate ako ng 3 assessment na pwede ninyong gawin, no? Siyempre, you need to assess first. Ano ba yung pangangailangan ng organization ninyo? At ano ba yung objectives na gusto ninyong ma-achieve? So, nagbigay ako ng first assessment here. Meron akong, I also shared what's the benefit na makukuha ninyo if you are going to follow or embrace this assessment tool. Meron ding second, third. And of course, the last one, na palagi kong sinasabi kanina, you need to make sure na meron kayong written policies and procedures. Kasi it's a critical component para magkaroon kayo ng comprehensive na records management strategy. So meron ako ditong mga suggestions na pwede ninyong basahin in regards to policy development. I enumerated as well paano nyo gawin ang procedure development, training and awareness, as well as monitoring and enforcement. Okay? So i-review nyo na lang yan guys the moment you will receive the PDF presentation. So ngayon, it's 2 minutes before 4 o'clock. I am going to give you the attendance sheet. Tapos mamaya ko na babasahin yung mga nasa chat and comment section for your concerns. But for now, let me prepare the attendance sheet. Standby lang muna kayo ha. Magpi-play lang ako dito ng video while I am preparing the the attendance sheet. Okay? Standby lang kayo guys.
Let's all welcome Miss Piper Ramwang.
The road to success is not easy to navigate. Yan yung lagi sinasabi sa mga participants. But, number 1, with persistent hard work. Number 2, well-founded drive. And number 3, unwavering passion. It is very promising to achieve your dreams.
Things that you might be considering would be the cost. It's part of your capital outlay. Learning is always part of your capital outlay. Let me leave this thought to you right now. If education or improving is really expensive, please don't forget this. Try ignorance. You will never go from there.
Attending events like this is very important because you will continue to grow, In a case like this, who among us are actually gaining more? The speaker sharing or you guys? You guys. So always attending mga events like this would really help you out.
Your future is created by what you do today. Not by tomorrow, not by yesterday. So as much as possible, work hard. It's not na parang magic siya, na parang pag once gawin mo siya, pag pumasok ka sa freelancing o maging entrepreneur ka, everything will be good. You know, it has a lot of hard work.
Personally, I'm encouraging everyone. So you get the benefit of how other online e-commerce, Filipino e-commerce people are also earning.
I encourage you to use Payoneer because the savings, you get to go to Singapore. Click on refer a friend, and then when your friend earns $1,000 in Payoneer, both you and your friend get $25. How easy is that?
We connect 500 airports globally in 22 major hubs. So we serve more than 220 countries. There's only 12 countries that we don't serve. We serve North Korea. So baka lang may mag-order, kaya namin siya padala doon. Okay?
Okay, so ayan. We came to a point na kailangan na nating tapusin yung ating learning session ngayong hapon na to. I already posted the attendance sheet sa ating chat box for the Zoom participants. Tapos na-comment ko na din po sa ating comment section sa Facebook live streaming. So don't forget to fill up the attendance sheet. So again, sa mga gustong magpahabol for the certificate, just select not yet on the registration form, then place your mode of payment. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. I am recommending, I am asking for you to follow or like our page, the Ronald Piper Rambuanga. Ronald Piper Rambuanga, kasi doon yung makikita ang recorded version ng ating discussion ngayong hapon. Baka gusto nyong pakinggan ulit yung mga explanations na shinare ko sa inyo kanina. It will be available there sa Facebook page na yan. Tapos to those who are planning to increase the total number of hours, just send us a message sa Facebook page namin. Wag kasi mawawala dito sa Zoom, no? You can send us a message through our Facebook page, Ronald Piper Rambuanga. Tapos ang certificates will be sent via your email. Kung anong email ang ginamit niyo sa registration form and attendance sheet, doon namin isi-send bukas ang inyong certificate. Lalagyan pa kasi namin ng pangalan, kaya I cannot guarantee na matatapos namin yan ngayong gabi. Especially we also have other activities na gagawin din after this 4 o'clock. So guys, thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us. Thank you for joining our first webinar for the month of March. Sana makikita nyo pa rin ako. Kasi hindi ko kayo nakikita, no? Sana mag-participate pa rin kayo with our upcoming webinars. Just check our schedule at piliin nyo kung saan kayo interested. Okay? Thank you very much to all your good comments at saka sa mga feedbacks niyo. So with that, guys, you can actually leave already. Magpi-play lang ako ng video just to give time para sa mga mag-a-attendance pa. So I will just play a video, but again, you can now leave. Tapos na po tayo. No? Tapos na po tayo sa webinar. paano nyo malaman, kasi may question, paano malaman if you successfully registered sa mga upcoming webinars namin? Always make sure na meron kayong nare-receive na copy of your responses. Yan kasi yung nangyayari sa iba, hindi daw sila naka-receive ng Zoom details or Facebook Live details kasi wala silang na-receive na email. That is because hindi pala sila successfully na-registered. Kaya again, malalaman ninyo na registered kayo kapag may na-receive na copy of your responses. Kung walang copy of your responses kayong na-receive, kailangan yung mag-register ulit. Kasi kung sino yung mga registrants, doon na kami nag-i-email. That's the reason kung bakit nga hindi nakaka-receive yung iba ng email from us. Okay? Ay, may kulang na region. Sige, kung walang region, may kulang na isang region, you can select na lang the nearest na lang region, no? Sorry if we missed the region na, kung saan kayo na nakalocate. Okay, so if you have other questions regarding records and management, you can always send us a PM. Okay, matagal lang kami minsan mag-reply, pero nababasa ko naman siya, usually before I go to sleep. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you very, very much for joining. Enjoy the rest of the day. Keep safe, and God bless you all. Bye for now.
Thank you po.
You're welcome.
The CIO studio at the City Hall. This is Tagum News Central with Louie Laman.
Prominence of the online economy, and with more people engaged in both buying and selling stuff on the internet, the city of Tagum is riding the waves to help online entrepreneurs make a mark in the online world, staying true to its mission of providing excellent employment and livelihood services to Tagumeños. The Public Education and Employment Services Office recently launched Project Boost, boosting online opportunities and services for Tagumeños. Beneficiaries were subjected to a 10-day rigid training given for free by the local government, giving them the tools and tricks of the trade to make them competitive in the online arena. Our correspondent Ziara Manalo begins our broadcast tonight with an in-depth look of Project Boost and how it prepares Tagumeño online entrepreneurs to laugh all the way to the bank. Here's the report.
Bringing the online opportunities and services to Tagumeños is one of the new angles to the Public Education and Employment Services Office, or PISO, is eyeing for this year.
This is made possible as the LGU's newest department launched its first ever Project Boost last May 28, which ended on June 11, 2018. The program offers 10 modules which explore administrative services, content management, Facebook advertisement, and online reputation management, among others. PISO partnered with a skills development company, the Knights of the Online Marketers, which is based in Davao City, to fully realize this program.
The online outsourcing industry is actually for everyone. Hindi mahirap makahanap ng trabaho, especially if you have a lot of skills in using the ICT into its full advantage.
A former nurse, Madel Tumulak, one of the 25 beneficiaries, stressed the importance of learning this technology for people like her who wants to work home-based.
Tanan man jud inclined sa computers, at least ginatudluan ta diri unsaon proper way sa pag-utilize sa computer, especially na information technology era na ta karon.
Ni-focus ta on the ICT nga program, nag-elevate na jud ang peso, na dili na siya the usual nga referral to establishment, referral to asa na mga employers, but now ni-embark tag another na it's a kulba sa among part because it's the first time na ni-adapt ani nga program.
Well, the program is set to make Tagum City as one of the most competitive cities in terms of ICT integration. It ultimately aims to help interested Tagumeños to be effective online entrepreneurs. Reporting for Tagum News Central, Ziara Manalo, CIO Tagum.